G'day RBL fans and RBL players. My name is Bill, and today I'm here as I've been invited to do some power rankings for both divisions of RBL. So, I'm gonna quickly explain. Everything here is, my opinion. Don't take anything offensive. If you think I am wrong, please tell me, because I am wrong about a lot of things. And this list was sort of hard to make, so I'll bring up some points in this, but I think it was very close. There was a lot of great teams in it of itself. But without any further ado, we'll get into the power rankings, starting with the 12th slot, which is Frosty Alpha, coach of the Golden State War Turtles. Golden State War Turtles, which is a team of Tapu Koko, Gliscor, Infernape, Suicune, and Umbreon. Noivern, Registeel, Kamala, Alolan Raju, Trappy Thingo, Dusk Noir, and Gliscor. This is ranked 12th for a few reasons. It has way too much bulk. Gliscor, Suicune, Umbreon, Registeel, Kamala, Gothitelle, Dusk Noir, all extremely bulky mons. And then you round it out with the offensive mons, which you have Tapu Koko, which doesn't hit hard with anything but electric moves. Infernape, which can be good in certain situations, but often needs a choice band to really hit hard. Noivern, which needs a choice specs to hit hard at all. Gothitelle is okay with coverage. Alolan Raichu, again, it's okay with electric moves, but other moves aren't really that fantastic. And then you have Gliscor, which again is only really fantastic if it's choice banded. So my main points of why this is last is because it doesn't have good offense in my opinion, and it's got pretty good Volt Turn. I'll give it that. Like, you got Tapu Koko, Infernape, Noivern, and Alolan Raichu. They all have Volt Switch or U-Turn, even Gliscor, and of course Umbreon gets Baton Pass. So that's good, and it has the bulk is good. Don't get me wrong, but when a lot of your bulk is kind of passive, like Gliscor, it's passive to the right team. Umbreon, incredibly passive. Registeel, incredibly passive. Dusk Noir, incredibly passive. Even Kamala is pretty passive, even though it has a pretty good attack stat. Overall, I think it's just a bit too bulky, not enough offense. But, it has, other redeeming qualities. It's got pretty good hazards. Got Spikes and Stealth Rocks on a few things. But, it's number 12. Next up we have Flaunch, coach of the Atlanta Bronzong. And you'll see on some of the slides there's pros and cons, and on some that isn't, just because I got lazy halfway through and it's a lot quicker to edit these if I don't have pros and cons on the side, so I'm going to put them in anyway. As you can see on the pros, it says the first 5 mons are amazing. Like, you look at that's incredibly scary. Ground Spam, you got like Charizard X, you've got Jirachi, it's incredibly solid. But then you move on to the rest of the draft, and it's like, okay, as you can see, he drafted, I'll go over the team. It's Jirachi, Megazard, Mamoswine, Delmize, Diggersby, Meloetta, Vikavolt, Regular, Gallade, Magneton, Lurantis, whoop thingy, Kricketune, and Diancie. A few of my cons were 3 Psychic types. Was that really necessary? I don't see a point for it. Psychic Spam isn't that great in the format, in my opinion. He has... The Volt Turn is... Like, you got two slow electric types. That I don't really understand. Like, I thought if you're going to get 2 electric types, get a fast one, get a slow one. And, of course, there's 2 hazard removal with a Charizard, and a Mamoswine, and a Vikavolt, and, like... Really? There's no real defensive backbone. Delmize isn't a great defensive mon. It's an okay Spadef mon with an Assault Vest. Eviolite Magneton can be okay. Diancie can be okay, but when most your defense dies to an Earthquake, it's just sort of very bad. I like the meme pick in the Kricketune. That's cool with Mamoswine with webs, Jirachi with webs, Vikavolt with web. It's good, but it's just not fantastic. There's also the 2 normal types in there that I'm not a huge fan of. Flaunch, I wish your whole team was a bit more like the first 5 mons. But you know, there's some positives in this. There's some stealth rockers. They're all offensive stealth rockers except for Diancie. But you know, you've got okay hazard removal. Like, it's not great, but they're both, you know, ice types. So if you just go ice beam and a stealth rock, and you basically beat them. You know, it's got wall breakers, got sweepers. They can definitely do things. I just don't. It's not my favorite team out of the bunch. But next up, we have Alensko, coach of the Philadelphia Pharaohs, and apparently Alensko is like a really good player, but I've never really seen him play. Either way, his team is Lander, Celesteal, Scorpy, Mimikyu, Jolteon, Darmanitan, Miltank, Hitmontop, Remoraid, JK. It's a man time. Barbarrel, Mawile, and Rhyperior. My main gripe with this team, because of course it's a great team, it's great offense, you know, pretty good defense. It's just the last 4 picks I don't think are great at all. You know, Mimikyu I don't like in the format. I don't think it's good at all. Hitmontop I absolutely hate. I think it's absolutely awful. But you know, apart from that, it's a pretty solid team. You know, you got rocks, you got spikes, you got hazards. In fact, I think you've got 5 hazard setters. That is correct, which is awesome. I like to see that. But Barrel, of course, got a buff this generation. I like that. It's pretty good. It's just not my favorite. Darmanitan, of course, very strong. You know, things like, honestly, it's a good team. I just don't like it. And I think the later picks aren't great. I don't think Mimikyu is great. Of course, you know, Rebuttal, prove me wrong. I don't care. It's just not my personal favorite team, so that's why it's ranked at number 10. Next up, we have number 9, which is Albury. Well, you have one Stealth Rock setter, and that's a Crocodile. That's not good. And then you have Scizor with Sun. Yeah, okay. You know, the bulk, it's good. He's got webs. You know, he's got a lot of offense. I just don't like your support, and I don't like how Scizor's matchup is. Because, for example, I've been a user of Scizor in the past, and what makes it good is the ability to switch in a lot of things to fire moves. And technically, you do have that. Dragonite doesn't really want to come in on fire moves because if it gets burned, it's kind of fucked. And, you know, Stealth Rocks are a problem. Torkoal, of course, can come in on them, but they're going to be boosted because of the sun, and again, rocks. Jellicent is like the only thing that you want to really send it in, but if you can just pack something for Jellicent, you're really, really golden. As for hazard removal, you have Torkoal with a Dragonite, and a Frostlass, and a Torkoal. Like, okay. Other than that, you have spikes, I guess. You can absorb toxic spikes with Magnet Source. You have sort of a rush, like a sun sweeping thing going on. You know, you got your good cores. You know, your Fire Water Grass, your Steel Fairy Dragon. Honestly, I just don't think it's a great team. Could use work, maybe a few more Stealth Rocks. I don't think, because especially Crook, it's a great mod in the format. You don't want to be giving it Stealth Rock every single week. You know, Leavanny, again, it's great, and it will help out, you know, running specs on band on things, but it doesn't do great on the entire team. Next up, in the number 8 spot, we have Joey, coach of the Minnesota Eon Twins, and I know Joey sort of well. I think he's a cool dude. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Hey, Joey, if you're watching, make sure you upload next season. You're a good player and content creator. Anyway, this when I saw this team, I was like, that's a Joey team. I could tell. I know what sort of teams he likes, and that just looked exactly like what I thought he would draft. It is sort of low, and that's mainly because there's a few reasons. Like, I find it very meh. It's, you know, all the cores are present, the bulk is amazing, you know, it's very hard to break, but when your offense is Entei, you know, like, your hazard options are from Metagross and Seismitoad and Armaldo. I don't like Armaldo. Seismitoad is alright, Metagross is meh. It's hard to explain this team. Personally, I'm not a fan of Entei. In the format, I don't think it's great because it gets walled by basically any water type, and water types are pretty good against your team because you don't have the best outs to it, because you don't have a great electric type, you have Electros, and of course you've got 2 grass types, but I doubt you're going to be bringing both each week. But, you know, overall, really solid bulk. I love that, but I think it needs more offense. Metagross that can be offensive, Tornadus can be offensive. There are a lot of things that can be offensive, but they're not really strong offensive mons, and I think that's my issue with it. Otherwise, really solid and keen to see how you use this, Joey. Next up in 7th, we have Stibe. Stibe's team, I looked at and I was like, holy shit, that's fucking offensive. And I loved it because Zygarde, basically walled by fairy types and grass types. And then you look at the next two picks, which is Charizard, Weavile. They just deal with both, which is amazing. But my problem with this team is you have 2 Stealth Rockers and 1 Defogger and 1 Rapid Spinner, and this is and you have a Charizard. This is the same with the other bloke that had 2 Hazard Removal and a Charizard. And yeah, you do have other hazard options like Toxic Spikes. You have 2 lots of Toxic Spikes, and again you have offense is amazing. Your offense is just fantastic. I just think the defensive backbone and the support backbone is very lacking. Having hazards on and off the field is going to be hard for you, I think. And just in general with support, like you have defensive mons, but you don't have supportive mons, if you get what I mean. Like for example, Whimsicott, that's a supportive mon, but you've got things like Aphagrius, that's a very defensive mon. You've got things like that Quillfish, very defensive. But overall, it's very offensive, and I like how offensive it is. I think honestly it will do well, but it's not my favorite, if that makes sense. Either way, also, like, see these names? What the Metagross Maganut. Is that it? Cool. Next up, in the 6th place, which is halfway through, we have Nadriz, coach of the Chicago Cynical, which is a team of Mega Sizzle, Kyurem, Thunderous T, Arcanine, Florges, Gastrodon, Miss Magius, Hariyama, Lycanroc, Midday, Muck, Kecleon, and Credilli. I like this team because it is also very offensive, but it also has a really good defensive backbone. If you sort of look at his tiers, his like OUs are very offensive. His like UUs are very defensive. His sort of like RU, I guess, quite offensive, and then his NU are sort of bulky, sort of defensive, sort of supportive sort of stuff. Overall, I like the team. It's pretty solid. The hazard options are okay. You have 3 Stealth Rockers. 1 is a Lycanroc, 1 is a Kecleon, 1 is a Credilli. But I think the defense is great, and I think the offenses are also great. The speed tiers are pretty damn good with Kyurem, Black Sizzle, all of the things. I think they're fantastic. There's not much to say about this team. I like it, and I think it will do well, essentially. So, next up, we have Patrick. Good old Patrick. Which is 5th. He has Manaphy, Thundurus, Necrozma, Nidoqueen, Decidueye, Haxorus, Celeborn, Aromatisse, Hitmonlee, Licky, Pyro, and Bronzong. I like this team. I said that too about a lot of teams. I like a lot of these teams. It's hard to really sum up what this team does. It's got rocks, it's got good rock setters, it's got all its cores there. It's got good offense, it's got good defense, Necrozma, Nidoqueen, Dhelmise, Bronzong, Licky, and Aromatisse, great defense. And then the offense, Manaphy, Necrozma again, Thunderous T, Pyro, Haxorus, it's really solid, and I think he's going to do great, even though I hate Patrick and I think he should go die. Yeah, amazing team, generally love it. Next up, we have Vade and TJG. This game, again, it's an incredibly offensive team. My one gripe is that your rockers, they don't like having rocks on them, excluding Claydol. Mew, Mew, Clefable, and Cobalion don't really like to have rocks, but they can have them. Other than that, Mew is fantastic, Clefable is fantastic, Mega Gyarados is really underrated in the format, Cobalion is fantastic, it's very good bulky offense in my opinion, and there's some fantastic wall breakers in here and setup even. There's 2 electric types, which I'm sort of met on, but I think it's good, and your hazard removal is also pretty good. You got Mew, you've got Swallow if you need it, and you've got Claydol. you know, Mew doesn't want to be using Defog, and that's sort of a gripe. Oh, yeah, also Blastoise. So I'm pretty happy with it. I like this team. I think it's good. I think it will do the two well. You know, it's got a good amount of memeage with the Claydol and the Rotom. And of course, you know, they had to draft the Clefable. But I do like this team. I think it's really good. And Swellow is, of course, the best Burb. Fire, Duck, Lips, dude is great. I love it. And Zydog is amazing as always. So the next team we have, I'm sort of rushing through this because it's late and I need to get this up. We have third, which is Murray. And I've never thought I'd put Murray up here. But if you can see it, it says fuck pros and cons. I'm just going to talk about him. But yeah, I don't like Tapu Fini. I don't think it's good in the format, but I think he's built pretty well around it with Celebi, you know, Crobat, or Dino sort of to support it. You know, this team has great offense. It has great defense, great rockers. You know, I think it has 4 rockers, maybe 3. You know, yeah, 4. Garchomp, Celebi, Marowak, and Regirock. It has all its cores. You know, it doesn't have the best Volturn as like Raikou, Celebi, and Crobat. But, you know, I think it's pretty solid IMO. Drampa is a good meme pick right at the end. You know, because he already had Dragon, already had Normal, just grabbed it. Why not? But it's hard to sort of sum this up. You know, Tapu Fini, great defensive mon. Celebi can support it, you know. All his other defensive mons can support it. He can use Wish with Ordino to, you know, recover its HP. Even Sneasel's great. My one gripe would be, you know, the offense is sort of... no, I wouldn't say that. He has a lot of fast mons, and then he has a lot of slow mons sort of dipping down, because it goes like 130, 115, 115, 101, 100, then down to like Tapu Fini, which isn't going to be running speed, and like a little Marowak. So it's a pretty good Trick Room team if he wants to use that. The speed tiers in the middle are a bit shit, but overall I think the offense is fantastic, the defense is fantastic, and I think it's going to do very well in the season. Next up, we have 2 more teams, I believe. We're in the top 2 teams. So who is going to be second and who's going to be first? Well, second is Gmars and Survive with basically an OU team. Like, if you look at this, it's like Latios, Excadrill, Rotom, Klefki, you know, Beedrill, Chestnut, Gigalith, Spiritomb, Alomomola, Tortonator, Dunsparce, and Venomoth. I think the first 6 mons are fantastic. I think Gigalith is always pretty good. Spiritomb is fantastic in the format. Alomomola, I'm not 100% sure because you have a Rotom. Turtonator, I'm a firm believer in. I think it can do great. But then he has Dunsparce, which is a bit of a meme pick. I don't see you ever bringing Dunsparce. I see it as a waste of a pick. I think you should... You know, memes are great, and I know this, but you can take memes too far, and I think you need to drop Dunsparce and get something better because it's not worth it, in my opinion. But overall, fantastic hazard options, fantastic hazard removal. You know, he has 3 defoggers, 3 defoggers and a spinner, arguably one of the best spinners in the game. I don't like Chestnut as a spinner. I mean, Excadrill as a spinner, but also he has Spike Stack, he has, you know, Toxic Spikes, he has Rocks. I really, really like this team. Of course, he got the Sandcore with Gigalith and Excadrill. Latios, of course, is a fantastic one in the format. Klefki is annoying. You know, Dunsparce can do things. I'm keen to see what it can do. I'm a big believer in Chestnut. I think he can do great. And of course, you know, Alomomola, as long as they don't make it passive, they can do fantastic. Spiritomb is also fantastic. Overall, generally amazing team. I love it to bits. I really think you guys will do well with it. And finally, in the number 1 spot, we have, you know, who else? It's Grape. The amazing Grape, my assistant coach from last season, and I love him because he's the best. And his team is so offensive, and I love it. It's Magearna, Zapdos, Terrakion, Shaman, Milotic, Lipard, Delphox, Weezing, Piloswine, Scyther, and Dusclops. So, as you can sort of see, it's on the side. You know, the offense is amazing. And here's Magearna, which is the most broken Pokemon in the format. It's very fast, and there's a lot of Volt Turn, which is amazing. You've got Zapdos, you've got Flygon, you've got Scyther, you've got Lipard. Did I say Lipard? I don't know. But I think it's really offensive, and I think it's really great at the same time, because, you know, he has hazards. I know Terrakion isn't the best rock setter, but it can do it. It can be offensive rocks, and Pilot One is also good to have it in the back. And then you have Toxic Spikes with Wheezing. You have Knockoff support with, and of course Prankster with Lipo, which I think is amazing. Delphox is a great mon in the format, and I think it's definitely underrated. Zapdos is the best thing in the world. Terrakion, amazing. Megaano, of course, amazing. You know, the cores are all there. You know, Fire, Water, Grass, you know, Steel Fairy Dragon, you know, all of the cores are there, and it's really, generally, so offensive, and I love it. You know, again, the hazards aren't great, and maybe it's a bit too fast, as, you know, a good Trick Room team, hint, hint, Murray, hint, hint, could potentially run through it. And I noted on the side, there's only 5 mons lower than base 100, which is really, really scary. But I generally love the team. I think it will do fantastic, because while you might say Trick Room is good against this, when you're going to be able to get Trick Room up, because Megaano loves Trick Room. Lipard can taunt you, Piloswine can stall, you know, all these things. You got, and even like setup wise, you got setup Megaano, you got setup Terrakions, you know, setup Dragon Dance, Flygon. It's just really, really great. I love this team, and that's actually going to wrap it up for the Aether RBL power rankings with me, Bill. You know, of course, you guys might have some disagreements, and I'm totally free to accept them. There was a lot of these are very close in where I would have wanted to rank them, but hopefully you guys are happy, because I'm happy. And tomorrow, maybe in the next few days, we'll have the Skull power rankings, which, by the way, Skull, you're not getting fancy graphics, because you're not in the big leagues. You're just gonna have me face cam, because no, that's actually because I don't want to make too many slides. It takes too fucking long, man. It's already 10 o'clock. I'm going to upload this bitch and edit it. But yeah, either way, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. My name is BillStandish, and adios.